Ever feel like you're not good enough to succeed? Like you're just waiting for someone to figure out that you're a fraud? What if I told you that those thoughts that you are holding you back from achieving what it is that you came here to do? Don't fret. We're going to go over it today. Today, I am your gal, Victorious Val Gal, and I am coming here to you because we're going to go over some ways for you to embrace your true power, okay? And we're going to use my number one tool, a journal. So get your journal out. We're going to do it right now, right now, right now. Okay, guys, well, look, in case you don't know me, I am your gal, Victorious Val Gal, also known as the Gratitude Grandmaster. And I thank you so much for listening to me today. I want you to right now like, subscribe, and share this channel with some other people, right? And if anything just strikes a chord with you, I want to hear your comments below. I want you to do this exercise. You can do it along with me, right? You can go back and watch the replay. After you do the exercise, comment below because I want to know how this worked out for you, okay? Now, I definitely help people transform. I use something called restorative writing, which is something that helped me several years ago, but I still do it today because I believe that what's in your mind, you got to get it out on paper so that you can see it, you can examine it, you can cross it out if you need to cross it out, okay? And then you can rewrite over it and accept what it is that you need to accept, which is the truth, which is the fact that you have power, okay? So guys, listen. Right, I got some notes down here because this is going to be a very great exercise for you to do. So if you see me looking down, I am just looking down at my notes, okay? All right, so listen. There's about 6 steps that we're going to go through. But you're going to start out with all of those self-doubts, all of the things that you've been telling yourself, right? But you're going to end up transformed by the time we get to step 6, okay? So this is a very, very, very powerful exercise. So get your journals out and let's go, okay? Now, the first step that I want you to do is, step 1 is acknowledging your doubts. You got to acknowledge and write down those things that you've been telling yourself. You see, it's all coming from the thoughts that you are telling yourself. Either it's a story that someone told you, and it's a story that you are telling yourself. Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you heard it from someone or you got it, you developed it from yourself. That does not matter. What matters is that you write it down. So, step 1 is, what are those doubts? What are those things that you're telling yourself? I want you to put them down on paper, all right? Now, it could sound something like, you're not good enough. You're not worthy. There's something like that you are telling yourself. What is it? You've got to take some time and write these things down. I want you to write down at least 2 or 3 things that you've been telling yourself or you've been hearing in your inner ear. Okay? Like I said, it can be things like, I don't deserve this. I don't know how to handle this. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. But whatever it is, I need for you to spell that out as well. It could be a relationship. Listen, you could have some new fantastic man in your life, and somebody is telling you, or you're hearing, Wait a minute. None of my relationships have ever worked out. Wait a minute. This man seems so good. I don't even know if I'm worthy of him. I don't even know if I'm at his caliber. Now, you would never ever say this out loud, but if you're thinking that, if anything that I said is resonating with you, I need for you to write it down. Okay? Write it down. Don't worry. I'm going to let you know what to do with it. Okay? Now, step 2 is going to be, what are your challenging beliefs regarding what you just wrote down? Okay? Meaning, I want you to look inside yourself, right? And I want you to ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? Whatever it is I just wrote down, is it true? Yes or no? What evidence do I have that contradicts this belief that I just wrote down? Okay? Leave some space to write down. What evidence do I have that contradicts this belief? How has this thought held me back in the past? So is this a reoccurring thought that seems to come up? Or is there a result that always seems to come up in this particular situation? Well, how has that thought held you back in the past? All right. Now, for each doubt, I want you to write a clear counter statement, right? Or a fact that proves that doubt is not fact, that it is simply an illusion. Now, I'm telling you now, guys, let me stop. If you are just sitting there listening to me, watching me, you are wasting valuable time. Stop the video, get your favorite pen and a journal so that you can write this down. Okay? Oh, what if you don't have a journal? You've been listening to me and you don't have a journal? You got to get a journal. But if you have a piece of paper, okay for right now. But I want you to go ahead and put on your to-do list. You need a journal for this. You're going to fall in love with these exercises that I'm giving you, because it's going to totally change you. Okay? All right. So, for each doubt, I want you to write a clear counter statement or a fact that proves that the doubt or the illusion that this doubt is an illusion that makes it false. So, for example, you could have said, well, I'm not good enough. Well, I want you to write, well, wait a minute. I have achieved X, Y, and Z. And I have proof of my capabilities. So go back in your past and think about anything that you've done, anything that you have achieved that counteracts this statement that you've been saying about yourself. Okay? Take the time and do this. All right? It is so very important that you do this. Okay? So, you should have already written down your thoughts. 2 or 3 thoughts. Reoccurring thoughts that are happening. Things that you're hearing in your head. I want you to write those things out. Put them on paper. All right? Now, ask the questions. Is this true? Is this a true statement? Well, what's the evidence that contradicts this belief? What's the evidence that makes it so that this really is not true? And what is that thing? What is that thing that makes it not true? Write it down. What you write, you invite, okay? And how has this thought held me back in the past? Listen, let's go back to that brand new relationship. What are the things that you've been saying to yourself to make you believe that you are not worthy? Okay? Now, step 3. Step 3 is I want you to reclaim your power. Okay? You are now about to reclaim your power. I want you to write down 3 to 5 affirmations that connect with your true power. So that counteract statement that you just said, that's a clue. That's your affirmation. But with this, you got the facts, because you're not just being general. It is a one particular thing that you've been saying to yourself, and now you have proof by going back and looking. Wait a minute, I've done XYZ. All right, now let's take that and make an affirmation, a positive affirmation. Oh, wait a minute, I have great relationships. Oh, I've met some wonderful men out there, and I have had great relationships with them. I've had men that have taken me out and have been worthy. Not everybody is worthy, but oh my goodness, yes, I've had some great relationships. Okay, that can be your affirmation. I've had many great relationships. Okay, so that's just an example, but it needs to say something like, I'm worthy. I'm worthy of success. I have the skills and the knowledge to succeed in this. My experience has uniquely prepared me for this greatness. I am enough. Just as I am, there is nothing that I have to add to it. So something along those lines, but I need for you to be specific in this affirmation. Remember, this is going into your journal, and your journal, you don't have to share that with anyone. This is for your eyes only. Okay? So write down these affirmations in present tense. That's in right now tense, okay? And write them down as they're true, because guess what? They really are true. We've gone in and we've found the facts to back it up. And I want you to repeat these affirmations daily to align your energy with confidence. So I suggest you put them specifically in your journal, right? You're writing down your gratitude every day, right? Well, go ahead and have a section for your affirmations and put your affirmations there. Write them and say them out loud. It is powerful when you hear your voice in your inner ear, counteracting this message that has been in our subconscious. We are actually rooting that out with your very own ideas and words. Ooh, this is reprogramming your brain at the utmost, okay? All right, now, step 4. I want you to visualize your success. Oh, y'all, this is key. When you talk about visualizing your success, we're actually going into quantum physics now. Don't let it be scary, but quantum physics is a real science, because as you close your eyes and you visualize things, do you understand that new pathways are being formed, especially as you repeat this over and over again? Well, Val, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Okay. You are actually, when you visualize something, you hold on to it and you repeat it over and over again, and those new pathways are being created in your brain. Do you understand what you're doing? It's a real thing what you are imagining. We are creations. We are creations and we create. Okay? And so we have the ability to create. So you're actually creating that circumstance, that visualization, as long as you're holding on to it. Okay, you don't believe me? Well, guess what? The same thing happens for you in the negative. Have you ever had a fear about something and you thought about that fear? You thought about it over and over again. It's almost like you couldn't help yourself. You kept thinking about it. And what happened? Did anything close to that fear happen? Actually, after you kept reprogramming it in your head? Yeah. You're like, wait a minute. This fear has come upon me. Well, guess what? Because you thought of it over and over again, you created those neuron pathways in your mind. You created it. So guess what? You can squash all that and you can go for the positive and you can create and visualize the life that you want in the positive. It's the same. If it's true for one, it's true for the other. So you can negate, put your hand up and say, stop. We ain't having that. And I want you to, you got to practice this. Visualize what it is that you want. Say those very things that you want over and over again every single day. And this is how you're going to create the reality that you really want. For me, it's better to have it written down and to say it and to read it out loud and to visualize it than me to just try to think of it every single day. All right? That's why journaling is so very much effective. Okay? Step number 5. Now, as you're saying these things, as you're visualizing these things constantly, guess what you're going to start to do? But I want you to write it down. I want you to write down an action step. What is an action step that you can take tomorrow or later on today to take you closer to that visualization, to take you closer for that thing to become a reality? Okay? I want you to write that down and I want you to do it. Take that step tomorrow. When you take that step, guess what? I want to hear about it. Put it in the comments below. Did you take that step? What was the step that you took to make you closer? That was your declaration to saying, you know what? I'm doing this thing. What is it that you did? I want to know. That action step is so important, guys. You can't just think about it. You can't just dream about it. But you got to plan, be strategic, and say, you know what? I'm taking a step. What is that action step that I'm taking to seal that deal in my head, in my subconscious mind, that I am doing this? And I want you to put the comment below what you did, and I want you to also put it in your journal. What step did you take? All right? Now listen. The 6th and final step is the one that I just love the most. Okay? Because I like to have fun in everything that I do. But to tell you the truth, when you're having fun with something, do you know what happens in your brain? You're reprogramming your brain, rewiring your brain to have more fun and to do that very thing again. So, I want you to praise yourself. After you have taken that step towards that declaration, I want you to have fun. I don't care if you're jiggling, have fun.